Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to the Join Dota League Season number 6 on Truesight TV. I'm S3 Evolution 5, joined here by Hippie Casting, who should be up and at him in just a moment here for Shift Gaming up against Union Gaming in a 2-game series. Should be a very exciting match, and thank you guys for taking time out of your day to come out to the channel and watch some good old-fashioned Friday night Dota ball. Hippie, are you with me?
I don't know, did you unmute me this time?
I did unmute you this time.
There you go, then I'm with you.
The problem the other time was I muted me, but only for you.
Oh
yeah.
I see.
Because I'm used to just using the mute button on my mic, and for some reason I did it different that day. But, yeah. Let me tweak the volume just a touch, and we're good to go here. As Clockwork and Vengeful Spirit are your first pickups for Shift, Io the first for Union Gaming. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Tiny here either.
No, I mean, there's multiple ways you can go with the IO. The Bristleback is still really good. I think IG did a Chaos Knight, actually, an IO Chaos Knight during the summit, but
they did,
probably
yeah.
Still the preferred. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Shift Gaming bans it out, since they let it go to the second phase like this. But frankly, I think the Bristleback might actually be more terrifying depending on who your mid laner is, because the IO Bristle mid lane just demolishes most mids.
Yeah. And that could make a lot of space for a safe lane Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
That's
Not a lot we're going to know until it's just a little further in. I do like the Clockwork against the IO. I think it's just... the long-range presence makes any global hero just it's a little scary to go in anywhere if you don't see the Clockwork. I mean, it's really scary for someone like Tinker or Furion, who obviously they don't immediately get back out, but even with Io, I mean, you can separate people off with the cogs, you can really disrupt any sort of engagement they're trying to go in, lock him down, bring him down, and then the carry will obviously fall as well.
Yeah, because the carry has no lifeline back to home, so...
Yeah. Depends on how aggressive you get with the relocate positioning, but a lot of times if you can pick off the IO, there will be enough time to respond for the other team to kind of finish off the carry as well.
Yeah. Tiny actually getting banned out now. No surprise there, but... I mean, this could open the door for Union Gaming to go with that Bristleback, or with the IO, wow, they've already got the IO, excuse me, or with the Chaos Knight, as their combo partner, and Chaos Knight is one of my preferred heroes, just in general. I feel like this hero is extremely underrated, because if he gets online, he really packs a punch. And yeah, you can argue, okay, well, he's countered by so much AoE, yeah, but just having the illusions up for 1 second, even, if you can get a good reality rift off, you can outright kill a hero just with that, so...
It's true. I mean, you did say it, he is kind of dealt with by AoE, and we do see a lot of AoE in the current meta, since it's a very fighty sort of meta. So he has... I think he's kind of available as a pocket pick. You can last pick him if they don't really have the way to deal with him. But picking him out early, there goes the Bristleback as well, not surprising. And they pick the Slark, which is another pretty solid IO partner. So that's 3 taken out immediately by Shift Gaming. Which means Union gonna have to dig a little deep. They might go for the Chaos Knight. There's not really a lot of AoE at the moment, but if you pick it too early, they can just... I mean, there's still plenty of room for, say, a Corlina on Shift Gaming, or something else.
And Union, of course... Yeah, Corlesh as well. I just played that in a pub right before this match. That hero is ridiculously fun to play, because you're just a walking ball of radiation. Once you get farmed, of course. And he's actually not a weak laner at all. Wouldn't be too surprised to see something like Necro come up for Union Gaming as well. Necro IO is kind of old hat now. Was flavor of the month for a while, I know, but it's still a very reasonable, strong pickup that I could see them grabbing.
Necro's something I think you go with a little bit more when it's just a single core on the opposite team, so that also makes him kind of a later pick, because you don't want to pick a Necro and then they suddenly just pick a Tricore and you're in trouble. Yeah,
because then, oh, Slark's dead. Well, who cares? PL is still here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or whoever.
Winter Wyvern. Let's see, who was just playing her on Dream League? Someone literally not 10 minutes ago, and I can't remember which team it was. There's the Lina. I don't know. I think I want
to say VP was playing it. Whoa! Okay, UG are gonna pick up the Bloodseeker. Now, you weren't here for this one the other night, but Isurus picked up a Bloodseeker against their Slark. I want to say.
I think I was here for that actually. I think I remember having a discussion with you about it. It was a couple nights ago. Isurus versus Union, right?
Yes, you were here. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got mixed up because
there was also in that lineup, which made the silence really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
The silence will be good versus the clockwork, obviously, because he doesn't have a lot of ways to get out of it once he's in. It's kind of nice for, I mean, obviously for the Slark, if you can get it off on him, although he's very elusive. But yes, obviously the Thirst being the big thing there, so they can actually see him while he's in the Shadow Dance.
Yeah. I would be very interested to see what their final picks up are here. We are going to see Darkseer get banned out by Shift. Pretty nice hero with Bloodseeker, seeing as you can vacuum them back into the silence. You can just vacuum them right after they've been ruptured and do a little bit of extra damage. And also the wall, it's the wall. What are you going to do against that? TA, banned out by Union Gaming. Going ahead and saying this isn't a mid Lina, but...
Yeah, That's an interesting ban to me, because I just assume this is a core Lina. We see so much core Lina nowadays. I can't even remember the last time I saw an out-and-out support Lina. I think it's significantly more common for her to be picked up in a core role nowadays. Even a safe lane farming role can be very nice for her.
And if she's not mid, that puts Vinge into the 5 position for sure. With Lina definitely wanting those items, yeah.
I would, I don't know what I'd really like here. Earthshaker is always a solid pick. He works well with all the other stuns. Nice roamer.
Would definitely be nice, and another bit of counter initiation against an IO relocate.
You can even go silencer against the IO relocate. I mean, they relocate it and then everyone's immediately silenced. It's very, very frustrating to deal with. But he's not really that popular of a pick nowadays. So
ever since the nerf on Last Word, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Witch Doctor.
It'll be Witch Doctor. Okay, another nice hero against IO and a buddy, because well, the cask is in a bounce. So, is this IO Bloodseeker or IO Shadow Fiend, or are Union still holding the ace? Are they going to throw out the CK? I mean, CK is not great against Witch Doctor. Okay, yeah. Wait a second. Yeah, it is.
Shaker. Or actually, it's probably off Shaker. So I mean, he's going to be trying to get farmed, but he's not going to be like farming like a real core.
Yeah.
Ice 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 does it a lot. I haven't seen a lot of other teams utilize it as effectively as he does, but it's certainly a possibility.
Yeah, a lot of teams will try it, but they can imitate but not replicate the Ice Shaker.
Ice Cube is just a goddamn master of Dota.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Actually, I forget who said it. It might have been Blaze I was talking to, and he said he thought that Ice Cube might be the single best Dota player playing the game right now, like hands down.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't be able to immediately disagree with. I think there's arguments that can be made for other players, but his versatility and how long he's been around and just how good he is on so many different heroes, definitely something to say for that.
Definitely, and the way that he's innovated on so many different heroes is big as well. 1 second while I touch up our brand spanking new overlay here.
Aw, yeah.
Yeah. We heard your complaints that it was way too bright. It hurt my eyes to look at Truesight TV. And we have, made a change. Yeah.
That's what it feels like to have true sight. Your eyes are just burning.
You see so much that you can't even handle it. Anyways, we've got gun mix for Shift over on the Vengeful Spirit on the Dire side. It looks like Rises will be on your Slark. Gathered up toward the top rune with Reinessa J Mad, otherwise known as RJ Mad, a very popular Argentinian player from what I've been told. Tech Lights will be standing in on the Witch Doctor. And we've got Rots on the offlane Clockwork.
Over on the side of Union Gaming, we're going to have Ben Haas handling your Shadow Fiend. Looks like it'll probably be a safe laner. Schofield will be playing that offlane Earthshaker we were talking about. Sidorol will be handling your Bloodseeker. Jerry on the IO. And Nightmare taking care of the Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, I'm really puzzled by this. Are they going to run Bloodseeker mid solo? Or is IO with him?
I personally would probably... I played a tri-lane Wisp game recently, and I don't like Wisp in a tri-lane anymore at all. I mean...
He gets no
I'd
XP.
much rather have the 2-2-1 if you're doing Wisp.
Just out of curiosity, Hippie, not to flame you or anything, because my MMR is probably much worse, but what skill bracket are you in?
I hover around 4 to 4.5k.
Okay, so you're really good. Otherwise, not really good, but you're good. Compared to me.
I'm good, but when I look at like pro players that I'm casting all day, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so bad at Dota. Holy
I'm
crap.
so bad.
Yeah, so it's going to be IO Bloodseeker, which I think is actually... Oh man, can you imagine just an overcharged Bloodseeker just diving you? Like, what are you going to do about that?
I'll admit, I don't see the point of the regen for the Bloodseeker, because with Blood Rage, you pretty much don't need regen in lane if you get your last hits, and they don't have too much burst damage. But of course, it's nice to have a buddy here, definitely, and it's a good way for Wisp to get his levels, so I guess that's what they're working it out with.
It lets him get a lot more aggressive too. Like if he can get a good positioning, once Lina loses a little bit of health from the spirits or something, he can just dive and not care. Because as long as he gets the kill on her, he's going to be just fine to sit back in lane. You can already see that the Venge kind of came over, Gunmix, just to help out a little bit in that lane. I think they're afraid that the Lina isn't going to get anything in that dual lane.
Yeah. Not looking too hot for them. And, Gunmix already wrapping around with the smoke. They will try to silence out RJ Mad. It will connect, but they'll spot the smoke just in time. Jerry splitting off from the team will get stunned. Gonna throw out the balls, and first blood. Going over to Gunmix for killing good old Jerry there. Who, again, is not a stand-in. He was of a different team before this and just hasn't been able to change his tag up just yet.
I mean, obviously really nice early smoke coming out for them. Gives the Lina a little bit of control over that lane. She'll have her bottle in 150 gold, but until then, this is going to be really tough for her, because her main method of CSing and kind of dealing with the Bloodseeker right here is her Q.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be very difficult for her, especially because her animation and damage are so bad to get any of these last hits under tower, to kind of contest the Bloodseeker for anything while he's got that Blood Rage going. And it looks like we actually have the IO rotating up top, briefly. I wonder what his plan is here.
IO Shaker, to me, makes a lot more sense. A nice fissure coming out there, as well as connecting with the spirits. That's going to be pretty bad. But on the bot lane, it looks like Clockwork has found himself a solo pickoff on the Winter Wyvern, which, this patch, they've buffed the gold that you get for a solo kill so much that I feel like a support or offlaner getting a solo kill is such a big deal. Like, Clockwork's now sitting on 500 gold, practically. He's already up to level 4, almost. Whereas, you look at the Earthshaker, he's about the same in terms of XP. So.
Yeah, I mean... Clockwork also, I don't know how he actually found that kill. I mean, he's got level 1 and all of his abilities. I guess they would have had to just kind of assume that... Oh, I see, they didn't have actual board coverage. This actually just got dropped.
Oh, okay.
So she didn't realize that Clockwork was hanging out in the jungle.
Meanwhile, mid lane, though, a fissure coming out. Nice silence going to come out onto it. Will connect. And Bloodseeker going to take down RJ Mad. He will get him. And it looks like Wisp will actually find the Witch Doctor back on the high ground here. And Cedarrow going straight for that Thirst build. I mean, if you can get the extra early vision, the early move speed, the early damage, you're just a snowball then.
Yeah, especially for a squishy hero like Lina, and with the extra move speed you're also going to get from the tether,
Yep.
it's going to be very, very hard for anyone to get away from you. I really think they can dominate this mid lane. I don't think Lina can really come back too much, quite frankly. I think she has to play very, very defensively and spam Q for last hits. If she goes in at all, I think she's just done.
Yeah, and she's
Although
only
why
got...
she was anywhere near that lane with Shaker missing, I don't know. That feels like a misplay to me.
Yeah, a little bit. Especially since they should know he's missing. I mean, they've already dewarded what they assumed might have been a lane ward up here. But there wasn't one. There shouldn't have been one anyway, because there's only 3 wards out on the map right now, and there just shouldn't be enough wards at the moment. But Cedarrow actually getting hit with a stun right there. Should be okay. Does have that Orb of Venom to chase a little bit better. And this is an item that can help you a ton. As a hero with good move speed, and a hero with crazy good move speed as Bloodseeker, I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, Ben has playing, I think, a little bit more defensively than he needs to down here when the Clockwork goes in on his Winter Wyvern. You can see Nightmare getting really, really low. The clock was just sitting there kind of battery assaulting her. Ben has only swung at her like once or twice. Like, I get that she can heal herself up, but then she's out of mana and can't really do a lot for him in lane. So, I mean, how's the Clockwork doing? He's 8-2 on CS. That's really not that bad. He's level 5 now. That's actually quite good for an offlaner at 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's managed to get control of his lane and really get some CS out of it. I mean, you look at the Earthshaker, he's 4-0.
And there's a lot of heroes on this map that Clockwork really messes with in mid-game. I mean, Shadow Fiend in particular has a lot of problems dealing with Clockwork if he's trying to farm solo. Easy hookshot and battery assault kill. You're seeing he's going for the levels in battery assault. Feels like he can play a very aggressive build right here, as opposed to needing to go for kind of the safer flare build. So as soon as he hits 6, I wouldn't be surprised to see him rotate mid, try to pick off the IO. You know, slow him down, slow down that 6. I'm not sure he'd want to go in for the Bloodseeker, but he could probably kill him with like +1, like with just the Lina and the Clockwork. I'm sure they could take him.
Yeah, it should be enough to kill him off now. Schofield being a little careful up here. Rise is now in that thirst threshold, but he's not to level 6 quite yet. And so there'll be an actually armor reduction coming out as well as a stun. There's going to be a rotation up from Io very quickly to heal him up. Nicely done there. And that will stop this smoke gank from coming in, so they could actually get tech late. They can see him, at least. And Bloodseeker, he's a-coming.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah. I actually played a match yesterday where the Invoker mid lane was like, oh my god, how's he so fast? I guess he just hadn't played against Bloodseeker in a while, and he's like, is he hacking? Is the game broken? I'm like, no, that is actually how fast Bloodseeker goes. But look at his move speed. It's like over 600. I'm like, yeah. Welcome to Dota.
Welcome to... I mean, the hero was so bad for so long.
He was terrible.
Kind of buffs. I mean, I'm still not sure he's a particularly great hero, but I like seeing him come out in the... I guess the SA scene that's really playing him, isn't it? Because I don't see him anywhere else.
He's been picked up a couple times elsewhere, but not to quite as much success. And I think it just requires an aggressive mentality to play him well. You have to say, okay, I have to try and dive and get these kills early or I'm going to fall off. And if that doesn't work out, well, it doesn't work out. And then you're pretty far behind, it's hard to come back. But if it does, then you've got this high risk but high reward thing going for you.
Yeah, I also think that he plays better against teams that are playing kind of fast and loose Dota, which
Yeah.
I feel like is kind of a little bit of an SA sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they're kind of spread out around the map, it's much easier for him to go in on people, get pickoffs.
Yeah. It's very hard to play Bloodseeker against a 5-man lineup, but at least the Blood Right helps you out a little bit against that. He is going to be going straight for Blade Mail, but there's 3 heroes here to get Lina. The Rupture going to come out. She doesn't have a TP. There is a Vengeful Spirit here, and Lina will start to run, but... Okay.
She didn't expect the raise damage.
Yeah.
I don't think she could stop it quite in time. I mean, even these guys are playing on Brazil server, right?
Yes. And if Union has bad ping, we'll play on US East, but they should be fine.
Most SAs don't get particularly good ping to Brazil because the routing actually pings them up to America and then down to Brazil because there's just really weird routes in that region.
Yep.
So that could have been a thing where she wasn't able to stop her movement once the raise landed.
Yeah, but the Argentinians generally actually prefer Brazil. I'm not sure why, but that's what I've always seen. And Raw's actually going to miss a hook shot. Io just going to get Laguna Bladed to the face there. Not that he has a face, but... And Bloodseeker meanwhile going to take a tower.
Only Faceless Void doesn't have a face.
That's true.
Racist against Balls of Light. Come on. just because he doesn't look like a traditional face.
6.85, Io renamed Faceless Void.
I renamed him Faceless Wisp.
Faceless Wisp, yeah.
Look,
Blizzard doesn't have a copyright on that, right?
What's up?
Blizzard doesn't have a copy name on Faceless Wisp. Just Wisp.
No.
Meanwhile, up top, Earthshaker. Gonna go down, though.
I mean, kind of expected. He's a pretty easy gank if he doesn't see it coming.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he can get the stun off, but as long as you spread out, he should only stun one of you. And because the stun has such a huge windup, it's very, very easy to Dark Pact it.
Very easy for Slark, yeah. Which is surprising that they picked it in that core role. However, the burst damage in the mid and late game, and the fact that he does have the AoE stuns while Slark's in Shatter Dance can be very beneficial, so...
You know, I think it's actually a really nice counter initiator against this team. I think it's good against the Slark if he goes in on someone. It's good against the Clockwork if he goes in on someone because you can kind of separate the clock off and maybe even force someone out of the cogs if you do a really good Fisher. Because you'd rather take that 1 tick of cog damage than take all of that battery assault.
Yeah.
I think it looks like Shift wants to defend this. They're all kind of positioned for it, but they're just not making a move. Do they have the hook shot? There it is.
Oh, And Cogs in onto the silence comes out from Bloodseeker, and Wisp trying to keep his buddy alive here. Actually, with the Winter Wyvern heals, it might be enough, but Wisp may die in the process, and Shadow Fiend gonna go down as well. Seadrow will grab one, but does go down almost to the Laguna Blade. One more tower hit coming in should finish him off. And it is a very good fight for Shift Gaming, as they pick up 3 and only lose their Clockwork, who definitely contributed a lot in that fight. I mean, I wouldn't be feeling bad about my participation there at all if I were him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, two hero cogs right next to a tower. That's basically the most you can ask for at 10 minutes. I think that was perfect.
Yeah.
It was really, really impressive, though, how well the Winter Wyvern heal combined with the overcharge and the regen from Io kept Benhaz alive for so long. I actually thought he was going to live long enough to turn that around, but they just barely killed him in time.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I hadn't eaten dinner, trying to grab a snack in between fights here.
Come on, man. Caster starvation. It's a real thing.
Okay. And Scopio's getting hook shot.
He's just done. He's got nothing. That's one of the biggest problems of being an Earthshaker against a Clockwork, is your cast time is so long that battery assault just stops you. You can't cast anything. Except for, I guess, Echo Slam, but you don't exactly want to burn your Echo Slam right there.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to burn Echo Slam. Basically, to try and save your life and not really pick anything off with you.
Yeah, I don't think it would have saved him either. With only the 2 levels in Aftershock, the stun wouldn't even be 1 second. Like, he would have gotten some damage out, but Clockwork is tanky, and Slark just is going to regen up afterwards anyway. And Slark is pretty tanky right now, too. When he's on Strength Treads, he's got about 1,000 life.
Yeah.
Good tower deny. Oh, nice stun on Arises. He's already burned the pounce. The Dark Pact is ready. Spirit's doing a little damage. Don't think they're quite going to catch him. He has Shadow Dance anyway.
Yeah. Well,
he's going to be able to TP out.
He almost didn't have it. Almost didn't have enough mana. But the mana boots from Witch Doctor got him.
In Tread Toggle?
Yeah. Oh, he was... I believe he was toggled to Int, but either way.
Ooh. Venge dies.
Yeah, I'm trying to juggle 2 things at once here. It's crazy at the moment, but
fine. I can handle it. I got this. Right,
yeah.
Very nice ward actually dropped right there. So if they want to be pushing this tower soon, that's going to be really, really nice for them to be able to see the wraparounds. And they're positioned with 4. We saw that Wisp actually spoke it back after they ganked the Bloodseeker. Looks like we're going to have a TP from Winter Wyvern, but it's not going to come in quite in time to stop Tekla from picking off that Bloodseeker. Oh, and hookshot onto Schofield. He's going to get that battery assault again. He is going to go down very, very easily. And now I'm not sure that Union can push this top anymore. They know that there's 2 or 3 heroes in position right here. All they have is the Shadow Fiend and the Wisp. No disable, no nothing. Benhaz going back in. Oh, the Invisible Witch Doctor. This could be really, really huge. Oh, the blocks! The body blocks to get the Clockwork in range. Hopefully he's going to get the stun. Clock, I don't think is going to get in range for a battery assault. So Benhaz is going to be okay, actually. But if Tekla had lasted just like 1 second longer on those body blocks, man, that would have been perfect.
Yeah, it almost was, but not quite enough. As Shift are definitely holding their advantage right now, but is it enough to do a lot with... Yeah.
The Shadow Blade, he can get so much work done. Oh,
and
Benhaz, you're just dead. You're dead.
Oh,
he's not going to go in? What? Is he maybe he's scouting for other players to make sure he's not going to get countered
yeah.
on. Actually really smart.
Now he'll go in.
He would have just gone in there and probably fed, because there would have been support. There's always support.
And Benjaz still level 8. Is not going to have the ult even. And Slark almost dodges that silence. He's now in thirst range, actually going to get Rupture right now, but there you go, the classic counter. Don't really buy TP Scroll, because I don't have Nilter out of control. Schofield, though, going on in, gets the crit off on Clockwork. It looks like Witch Doctor going to go down as well to the Io there, as another just TP's out. That was Venge escaping.
Really
Thank you.
Cogs sacrifice from the Clockwork there.
Yeah.
I really think Rises probably would have died if the Cogs hadn't been there to disrupt the initiation on him. So
Definitely.
Totally worth losing the Clockwork for that. Unfortunate that they lost the Witch Doctor too, but such is life. They kind of got countered on really hard. They went really, really deep for that kill on Shadow Fiend.
And they instantly smoke back up. Jerry trying to scout out here. I'm a little surprised that he's doing so alone, but he should be okay.
All is well. I wonder if they're trying to bait Nightmare right here. Because they do have a couple of heroes in position. Well, no, the Earthshaker's not really close enough anymore. He doesn't have his Blink Dagger yet. He can't move that quickly. Also, there's 3 up right there for Shift. Looks like no one's gonna go in though. Oh.
Yeah. We got to relocate coming up top.
He's up top there. He's in thirst range now. He should be at least. There we go. Yup. Very, very nice little rotation right there. They got the rupture out from Citadel to make sure that he wouldn't be running anywhere. Then immediately relocated in the Earthshaker to make sure he couldn't just TP out. Well played. Oh, Nightmare though, gonna get going on. Nice. The Wisp and the Earthshaker come back in just in time.
With the hook shot in. And the Witch Doctor ulti is going to do a lot of work onto Jerry. He is shielded thanks to the Winter Wyvern here. Heal. Ray's coming out on tech late. Is it enough? The Fissure going to block him off from getting to his buddy Clockwork over there. He's just going to have to turn around, throw a few right clicks, and accept his fate. As a double kill comes out for Nightmare. This is exactly the kind of fight UG need at the moment.
Oh, and RTC sitting in there with Citadel just going to get immediately broken
Oh my
down.
goodness.
So much damage coming out of that Bloodseeker.
Yeah. Definitely a very early damage dealing hero. And he's going to be going either into Sanjay Yasha or BKB. And I'd say either or is pretty good here. As Slark actually comes in, gets some damage off, but is going to be forced to Dark Pact out, or Shadow Dance, excuse me. And now he's ruptured. He has no TP, no way out. I'd say, well, a questionable play to say the least, as they will finally bring down the Bloodseeker, but it comes at the cost of the Lina with the Blade Mail there. Desperation moves from Shift at this point. And Gunmix may fall as well. I mean, you pick off the Bloodseeker and the Wisp as well, but is it worth it?
Oh, and the hookshot misses on the counter initiation. So they're going to lose the tower as well, because they were going for the supports right there instead of trying to stop Benhus. So, I don't know, man. I mean, it feels like Shift, they kind of got continually egged into going just a little bit deeper every time. Like, oh, if we just, put one more hero in here, everything's going to end okay. And it just did. They kept losing hero after hero.
Yeah. And it sometimes feels like it's going to be the straw that breaks the camel back. We do have the third most common first item between Hand of Midas and Blink Dagger on Slark by a wide margin. I mean, those are kind of your three Slark staples. Also, big shout out to an Elevator. You can find him at ArchaeaDota. He's doing stats for us tonight. And shout out to Standard Deviants for providing us with him. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the cast, but sorry. Better late than never, right? Huh?
I said those are good people.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Oh, looks like we have this Slark kind of farming up in the middle of 3. I'm not sure either of them can see each other.
Slark knows, though, because of... Yeah. And he's going to go in right now, but he will get stunned. And he's going to pop the Shatter Dance. Will die, though, to the AoE, the Rays, and the Wisp Spirits, just enough to bring him down. The reason he went in on that is because he could see Shadow Fiend's presence of the Dark Lord. And he's like, oh, Shadow Fiend's here. He's probably just farming some stacks in the jungle. I've got an easy pickoff. Cuts down the tree, and all of a sudden, Shadow Fiend's there, but so are Jerry and Nightmare. And Nightmare could not be a more fitting name for that situation.
That's such a ballsy play, though. Going in on something,
yeah.
If you know a hero is there and you know you can't see like 2 other heroes on the map, especially in this meta, assuming a hero is alone is very, very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
But I think he kind of feels like he has to make some plays. They're starting to kind of lose a little bit of their advantage. There's actually a pretty significant net worth advantage going the way of Union Gaming at the moment.
And now Benhus has a BKB.
Ooh. Ooh.
And that's going to be huge in this team fights. He's no longer going to be locked down. His ult will be uninterrupted. And this is a guy who we saw go down twice before his ult was even skilled. Like, he wasn't even able to get that post-death damage off as the Shadow Fiend, so...
Well, it's not that uncommon to not skill it until 9, though. Because you need the raises for farming, and you obviously the Requiem's a lot less good before you have the max Necromastery.
Yeah.
We're gonna see Nightmare. Oh, the hook shot doesn't quite connect a TP out. They were a little bit delayed. I feel like Reinessa maybe could have set them up for that with just a Lina stun. I think he was in range, but I guess he was thinking that the hook shot would make it work.
Yeah, he actually hasn't upgraded his boots, but again, he is support, so I'm assuming this isn't a BKB coming up. I'm assuming it is actually an Ags. Or, no, he's not support. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he's mid.
He's
so it could be either.
No, I would think that with the BKB already out on the Shadow Fiend, and because he knows that they need to burst him down
True.
into the mechanism and everything, I think it'll be an Aghanims.
Yeah. The only reason you would really go BKB here anyway would be to stop this lockdown from the Earthshaker and to purge the silence / block the blade mail of the Bloodseeker. And Bloodseeker, speaking of which, is going to be getting a BKB as well, coming up at about 200 gold. And it looks like a 3-man rotation into the pit here. A ward was just placed down by the Dire, but they have no clue until the rocket comes out. There we go. I was thinking, I'm like, he's got to check that.
Smart from UG just to back off right there. So.
Yeah, Shift have amazing team fight at pit. I mean, you can.
That, but they can't actually see any of them at the moment. It's always very, very weird to Roche without any vision of the enemy team.
They do have the observer on the hill over here now, but you only know Clockwork's there, and the same with, okay, you don't want to engage on someone and not know where Clockwork is. You don't really want to know that Clockwork's right near you. I mean, you do, but it's also something that makes you very uncomfortable. Or at least should.
Well, it looks like, are they going to get the stun on that TP? Yes, Rise is going to get silenced, still in the Shadow Dance, but no, he's just going to go down here. Nice Aftershock stun from the Earthshaker. That was, I mean, he should have known they had vision of him because he came out of his Shadow Blade right here, and right by his ward, and then immediately lost his Shadow Dance passive, so he should have known that someone saw him at the very least.
He thought he was safe.
He figures farming the middle of the mid lane, like just in the river right there, not that bad, I guess.
Yeah, no high ground vision. It's a somewhat awkward, well, it's not even that strange of a ward spot, because they have a very similar ward on the other, to the top, you know.
I feel like this has ended up being a really, really great lineup to deal with the Slark. I mean, the Bloodseeker, obviously, we thought about as soon as he got picked, but the combination of the Io with the Earthshaker, that relocate is really, really nice. Anytime that the Bloodseeker finds the Slark and can get a Rupture on him, they can kill him because they have the immediate stun for the TP out.
Yeah, and the Io Wisps as well, or, excuse me, the Spirits from Io, able to do that AoE damage that really helps to just burst him down if he thinks, oh, I'll just go into Shadow Dance and live. Not gonna happen, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, just any sort of AoE to help bring him down to that Thirst threshold so they can keep wailing on him is really nice.
Now, he won't be revealed by Thirst, of course, once he's in Shadow Dance, but bringing him down there and forcing him to pop it to hopefully live, I mean, he has to live long enough, and Echo Slam gonna come out. It won't be enough to bring somebody down. Rise is trying to chase him down with the Shadow Blade here. Earthshaker does have a crit, but it's only level 1 at the moment. So, not gonna do too much here. And Rise is gonna head back to the creeps. He will get ruptured. There's that Shadow Dance coming out, but here comes the silence. The AoE damage doing a lot, and it'll give Bloodseeker vision right before the swap. He'll just run right around the fissure. Say, gun mix your mind now. Taking 2 down. Great use of the 10-second BKB here. I mean, that's exactly what you want to be able to do with it.
There's no Slark for 40 seconds. They might be able to, I mean, they can probably get top tier 2 out of this at the very least.
Yeah. And with Shadow Fiend already up there, that's what they definitely want to do right away. They're also going for what I'm assuming is AC on the Shadow Fiend. That may not be completely accurate.
I think that would be a pretty safe assumption to make. I don't think anything else with the Hyperstone makes a huge amount of sense right here. You could be getting early moon shards, right?
Yeah.
Guys, moon shards.
I feel like Moon Shard is just, like, you can get it early, but it's just an underwhelming item if it's all you have, you know?
I mean, at least on the Shadow Fiend, like, for the sake of theory crafting, I don't think it's actually going to be Moon Shards, but at least you have all that free damage from Necromastery, 72 damage to go with that 120 attack speed.
And he doesn't get great natural attack speed just building standard Shadow Fiend, you know?
Yeah. I mean, if he really wants, like, cheap, effective attack speed, he could always just go Mask of Madness, and then that covers his lifesteal route as well.
Yeah. And actually, if you get a good Requiem off... yeah, that's the challenge here. But actually, for a while, I've played a lot of Shadow Fiend, but I was going with a Shadowblade Mask of Madness build, like the ultimate pub trash. So you Shadowblade in, you get your Requiem off, they do 50% less damage to you, and then you pop the Mask of Madness, and, well, you take 30% more for a little bit, but it's not as bad, because they're still doing a lot less damage unless they have big magical nukes a la Lina, which would be a serious problem if you went for it here, so... But of course, that's not going to be the case. We actually do have a ward and a TP flying out to Jerry. Those big Wisp item pickups, man. And they'll be taking down Roche right now. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Shadow Fiend picking up the Aegis. Pretty expected stuff here.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Shift can definitely hold it, and in the late game, I don't know. I think Shift actually has a pretty solid late game, thanks to the Death Ward, thanks to the Vengeance Aura, thanks to the Lina being a really solid core in the late game, especially against BKB wielders.
And Slark's kind of rat potential against heroes.
1v1s, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to say rat potential because it automatically brings to mind split push, but he does have that ability to kind of chip away at heroes a little bit, get away from them, and come right back and start chipping away again with the Shadow Dance, passive and active. So, but he's going to get Echo Slammed on right now. He's almost already dead. In fact, he is. As Schofield brings him down with a fissure and a what's now a level 4 crit. Got those 3 levels very recently, too.
Yeah, that was absolutely brutal. He just got everything he needed right there.
Yeah. Last I saw, he was only hitting with level 1 crits, so I was like, okay, well, he hits kind of hard, but not too hard, and now he just jumps in 400% damage, let's go.
Slark is desperate for this BKB right here. He's only 400 gold away with that death. And there's the AC coming down on the Shadow Fiend.
Yep.
So, I mean, you expect Shadow Fiend to be kind of ahead of everyone on net worth, but I think the other thing is that the Bloodseeker is so far ahead. He's like a full item ahead of both the Lina and the Slark. So this is a very, very frightening high ground push that could come within the next, I'd say, 3 to 5 minutes. Maybe they want to pick up one more item, but the AC makes it
relocate. Going down bot. Schofield will have TP'd in. They're going to try to grab RJ Madden. They will. But Ben has able to take him down pretty easily there. And he'll be right back up to top lane. Ready to go if they're able to assault the tower. The thing is, they really want Slark dead before they jump it, I think. And he's going for a BKB. And actually finally has it done, but will get ruptured. He's going to try to TP out. It won't be enough. And that's a Slark with no buyback because he did just buy that BKB out. And Ben-Az just having a little fun. Oh yeah, that's huge.
No Lina, no Slark. No Lina for 25, no Slark for 45. Ben-Az making that noise for us.
Yeah.
Canceling the Requiem. But at the very least, they're going to get some good damage in on this tower.
Yeah, and Winter Wyvern actually hopping up to the high ground. Schofield's here to help out. Gets a good fissure off on 2. But the Cask is really making their lives hard. A good zoning silence there from Bloodseeker, though. Just to keep them out of that area.
I mean, hey, if you burn a couple skills to zone and then get this much damage on a tower,
you're
going to get this tower very easily.
And I feel like that's one of the powers of Bloodseeker, because you clearly see it on the ground. You know you have to leave that area, and Seadral actually getting jumped on, does have the BKB up, and Winter is going to heal him. Big ult from the Shadow Fiend. Looks like he's going to take 2 down. Slark comes back in 4. Can they make it happen? McCourier's going to go down. RJ Mad using up. Slark has to make something happen with a 10-second BKB. It's Slark against the world. Buddy's ruptured. He's going to BKB up. No, but he's trying to hit the Wisp. Slark, you don't. That doesn't work.
That's game. That's no buybacks.
Yeah.
Get 2 bucks off this at least.
Yeah, he'll just take Wisp home. Yep. Slark knows it. Oh my gosh.
That was brutal, man. That turned so quickly. I mean, just that one high ground fight. Beautiful. I honestly think the biggest thing that happened in that whole engagement was that really, really nice zoning fissure.
Yeah.
Because it basically meant the tower was dead before anyone could go in.
Where it put off the 2 supports and they couldn't even get close to the tower, and then Bloodseeker follows up with a silence, and it's like, I'm going it. No. You know what? Let's not. And by that time, the tower is at, what, a 3rd health? You can't do anything there.
Yeah, I mean, with just how fast it was dying between the AC of the Shadow Fiend, the just raw damage he was putting out, the Bloodthirst the Blood Rage on the Bloodseeker, it was totally just down in seconds.
Yeah. We will see Union Gaming face off against Shift. Hopefully Shift have a second to catch their breath and just think about the game. They got a little tunnel vision there toward the end, and up until then, they held the game pretty well. They were doing fine, I thought, but right about the last 10 minutes, things started to fall apart for them. So we'll see how it unfolds in game number 2. Guys, I'm SP Revolution 5, joined by Hippie here for Truesight TV, and we'll be right back.